future.
Let's go! Oh my God! I'm about to nut, bro!
Yo, what's going on up here?
Bro, Rockstar said they're dropping GTA at midnight tonight.
Wait, stop playing. Are you for real? Bro, yes, and the first 1,000 players get $1 million.
Dang, $1 million on GTA already?
No, bro, your actual bank account.
Wait, IRL?
IRL, but yeah, bro, IRL.
Bro, that's like $1 billion they dropping on players.
Hey, hold on. Y'all not gonna believe this.
Oda said we about to find out what the One Piece is next chapter.
The One Piece?
Yes, bro. When's the chapter drop?
In less than an hour, bro. We're up.
Oh my God, thank God I'm caught up, yo.
I know, we about to find out everything. Hey, where Hundo at?
Yeah, I'm right here. What's up? Hey, my homegirl said she trying to talk to you.
Nah, tell her I'm flattered, but I'm good, bro.
You sure?
I mean, who's your homegirl?
It's Tyler. Tyler?
Yeah, bro, you know, make me sweat.
I know who Tyler is. What she wanna talk with me for?
Bro, she watches your videos. She thinks you kinda cute.
Bro, nah, this day is crazy.
So should I give her your number or nah, bro?
Bro, yes, give her that.
I bet, she gonna text you tonight, bro.
Hold on. Hello?
What's good, Gengi?
What's good, Kai?
Yo, Gengo, I fuck with your content heavy, bro.
Hey, bro, I appreciate that, yo.
W500 get the... Hey, chat, spam 1 if I should let Hundo do the rest of Mafia-thon with me.
Nah, wait, what?
W chat, come on, let's see them numbers.
Hold on, what they saying?
Hold on, Gengi. W1000 from Duke Dennis Long. Come on, let's see them ones. I guess I'm flying you out tonight, Gengo.
They spamming ones?
Yeah, bro, chat loves you.
W chat, bro, let's go!
Alright, broski, I'll see you tonight.
Bro, nothing could go wrong. This is the best day ever.
For all those who weren't chosen, you're cooked.
No.
You should have prayed more, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
But I was a believer.
Oh, you didn't get chosen? I guess you stuck here with me.
Oh, hell nah. I can't believe.
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashai, Ba'ashem, Rakwakwadah. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the mighty YAHAWAH, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this foul captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on this video. I saw this video and I thought, wow, like this is strangely spiritual for how ridiculous it is. Now, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, there are some elements to it where I wouldn't normally share this, all right, but it's still a good video. Like I in all honesty, like this is a genuinely good video in the sense of what and Slaki, that's the thing with some of these Jakes, and that's the beauty of Jake of Israelites in general, where you have Jakes that will do these subliminals of actually either intentionally or unintentionally. I think this was intentional, but intentionally putting these types of putting these little things of what's a word, these little signs that, you know, these little signs of spirituality concerning YAHAWAH. So that's why I had to show this. I had to make this video simply because this is an absolute excellent demonstration of that. All right. So with that being said, let's actually get into these things, because, you know, he showed that let me get oh my god, no, fuck. Okay, let me get this. It is Lord delay it. Matthew 24:48. And if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in the day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware, and shall come asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And that's basically the thing here where you have this this one person who claims to be a believer. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm a believer. Like why am I not also chosen?" All right, but that's the thing where, you know, you get too caught up in the wine. Oh wow, that's beautiful. That's why I said, like, Jake always, like, inadvertently or maybe intentionally, like, link things spiritually. And the reason why I say that is because in this video, this is a perfect example of that. The wine, let's actually listen to some of it a bit.
Yo, what's going on up here?
Bro!
Okay, so yeah, GTA, that's the first thing. You know, indulging in video games and money, that's one thing. That's one thing about it. That's also here some more.
Bank account.
Wait, IRL?
IRL. But yeah, bro, IRL.
Bro, that's like $1 billion they dropping on players.
Hey, hold on. Y'all not gonna believe this.
Oda said we about to find out what the One Piece.
All right, so yeah, media. There's media. Women, okay, and then because you said Tyler, and then
Crazy.
So should I give her your number or nah, bro?
Bro, yes, give her that.
I bet she gonna text you tonight, bro.
oh yeah, and then clout and followers and fame and stuff like that. Look at how many people are internet famous. All right, like there's so many people that are famous that simply because of the internet, and now they get to indulge in that type of lifestyle. And apparently a lot of these people are doing some very shady stuff. I'm not gonna lie, because I heard a lot of one person revealed after there's this one dude called Dr. Disrespect that goes by Dr. Disrespect online. After he got caught texting some minor or whatever, there was someone that also said, if you think that he's the only one that's doing shady stuff, you are wrong. Most of these high view count Twitch streamers are all taking part in this type of stuff. So like, yeah, that's basically the type of stuff where the same way like there's like Diddy parties and stuff like that, there's probably one Twitch streamer that does Diddy, the equivalent to a Diddy party and stuff like that, where they're doing all these different types of stuff, which suck it. When I want to say disclaimer, I'm not saying that this is definitive. I'm saying this as a speculation based off of what multiple people have said, where the people are saying that if your favorite streamer is doing X, Y, and Z or whatever. All right, so there's things that are going on behind the scenes or behind the camera where you are just not aware of, and it's not publicized. All right, so yeah. Plus, a lot of these famous Twitch streamers and YouTubers are getting exposed. The more specific, the really big ones are getting exposed for doing certain things and whatnot. All right, so yeah, as a result of that, the wine. All right, as a matter of fact, let me see. Eat and drink with the drunken, as in says in Matthew 24 verse 49. Eat and drink with the drunken, basically drinking the wine, drinking the philosophies or indulging in the philosophies of the heathen, of the wicked. All right, and you know, rather than actually staying sober minded and following the doctrine of what YAHAWAH set in place for us to follow. All right, so then this is where you have this self-destructive behavior. Now, with that being said, there's also another part of it where it's Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 14. In the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider Yahweh also hath set the one over against the other, to the end that man should find nothing after him. Basically, when we are in the time of trouble, it's like, yeah, when we're in time of prosperity, then yeah, we're gonna be happy, of course. But there's also the time of adversity, okay? Which this also comes into play when it's like this is all set up. The Lord gives us times of prosperity and times of trouble. All right, so that's when, for us, when we're in times of prosperity, we need to remember, okay, Yahawadah said this. Don't forget Yahawadah. All right, that's number one. Whenever you are up, you can't just, and that's the thing where people get it, like spiritually, like while let's say one of these things happened to somebody, all right, one of these things that they wanted, okay, and then when they're up, then it's like, okay, well, I did all this stuff, I made this way, all my hard work paid off. No, Like keep on keep on forgetting that it is the Lord that makes rich and makes poor, kills and makes alive and all that stuff. The Lord is the one that's in control of everything. Okay, now where the frick is it? Okay, here. Sirach chapter 11 verse 21, marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor, for it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord to make on the sudden to make a poor man rich. So the Lord is the one that is giving these people these opportunities, quote unquote opportunities, or these blessings of or blessings or curse, quote unquote, to either be rich in this society or to not, or just to have things in society to maneuver and get through all these struggles. Okay, so it's all from the Lord. It's all by the Lord that we're able to get through everything. All right, it's not from our own thing. It's not from being wicked. All right, it's from the permission from the Lord. It's from the admission of the Lord, deciding, okay, you know what, I want to make Kawakub have this much money or whatever and stuff like that. All right, but again, it's not even though you might ask, oh, Yahawash, MANASHAH, please help me make my Twitch streaming career, my whatever, go take off and whatnot. Well, sometimes that's not the best thing for you, and we might want certain things, but it's not the best thing for us, because again, as I said, a lot of these Twitch streamers are in some bad stuff, doing some bad stuff. There's a lot of people that got exposed for shady stuff. All right, so the Lord is just trying to protect you in that way, where you're not going to be led astray and ultimately destroyed as a result of you falling into that lifestyle. All right, now where the frick is it? Sirach 9 and 11, envy not the glory of the sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. And that's the thing, where you can't be jealous of these people's success. You can't be jealous of what the Lord gave these people. You just have to focus on what you have to do. You need to focus on the Lord and how the Lord is dealing with you. And if you are a follower of Yahawash, MANASHAH, then that's when you don't have to worry about this stuff, because this place is not your rest. Your rest is not in Babylon, it's in the kingdom of heaven. All right, let me get that. I believe it's Micah. Yes, Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sore destruction. Okay, so you don't want the prosperity in this society. You want the prosperity in the kingdom. All right, so that's why we're just here to endure in this society, for when it's time for us to prosper in the kingdom. All right, now Psalms 34 verse 1, a psalm of David, when he changed his behavior before Abimelech, who drove him away, and he departed. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. And that's the thing. We need to remember to praise Yahawash, MANASHAH at all times. When we are up, when we are down, we can't just say, oh, Yahawash, MANASHAH, please help me when I'm struggling. I don't have money. I need food. I need a car. I need X, Y, and Z. Like, no, you can't just only remember to pray to the Lord. You can't only remember to praise the Lord. You can't only remember to thank the Lord for whatever. All right, when you're down, you need to remember, okay, the Lord blessed me with money. The Lord blessed me with a car. The Lord blessed me with whatever. Like, I really call Yahawash, MANASHAH, the Wadi Yahawash, MANASHAH, for helping me out, for giving me all these things, for allowing me to be able to do all this stuff Like, this is only because of you, because you protected me, because you helped me out. So that's genuinely what we need to remember, where we are thanking the Lord. And Slaki, that's a common thing, where people, they don't remember the Lord. They don't remember the Lord when things are good. It's just, oh yeah, I got money, this, that, and the third. This is all me. I remember this one time that I already said this before, by the way. I said this in another lesson, but I remember this one time when I was playing in a tournament. All right, I was playing in a video game tournament, and then I had finally won a tournament, and I was like, I went to my brother. I went to a brother, and then I said, "Yo, that's me. That's all me." And I was beating my chest and stuff like that, all proud of myself. And then he said, "No, that's no, hell no, that's the Lord," and stuff like that. He reminded me. I was like, "Oh shit!" And like, again, like that's a. You might not feel it this way, but for me, that was embarrassing. That was genuinely embarrassing for me to say that, for that to come out of my mouth, because it goes to show that innate, I don't know, arrogance, narcissism, whatever you want to call it, as well as the disrespectful audacity for me, especially as I know better, and for me to say that. Like that's genuinely just like it's I don't know. It's just something that I am genuinely not proud of. I genuinely wish that I had never said that, because that's not something that I ever want. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be where someone that's proud of their own capabilities. All right. Obviously, there are times when it's okay to be like, okay, well, yeah, I can do something, or if I'm playing just a fun game, like, oh yeah, I'm better than you, this and the third, whatever, just for playful banter. But in your heart of hearts, in your mind of minds, what happened in my head was I don't even, and that's the thing. That's a thing though. That's an even bigger issue. I don't even know if that was in my heart of hearts, if I was just talking. But regardless of if it was genuine or not, it still should not have came out of my mouth, where I'm over here verbally saying that was all me. Like, I am proud of myself for winning that tournament. And like, obviously, and I'm not gonna say obviously, because I don't think most people know like how hard it is to win a video game tournament. Like that's very hard. All right, but the thing about that is that it's very I don't know, disrespectful that, like, say for example, the Lord is either giving you all the tools, or he's guiding your hand for you to be able to do something, and then when you actually successfully do it, then you just take all the credit for yourself. Now that is just plain up flat out disrespectful. Okay, it's like you draw up a plan for your entire football team. All right, they execute the plan perfectly and they win as a result of it, and then they say, okay, well, now this is our trophy, this is our glory, fuck the coaches. And it's like, what the hell? You as them as a football player are able to perform well, good, sure, that's fine, but you realize that the plan is the thing that actually helps you to win. Like, you're just disqualifying all the work from all the different separate factors that go into it. Obviously the players are important, but the planning, the coaching, all that stuff is another important factor to it. Like, again, like, it's so disrespectful to just disqualify that. And again, that's why I was so, and that's the thing, I'm not even scolding anyone. Maybe I am. Maybe if you need to hear this, you're getting scolded right now. But I'm over here scolding myself up, even though I already know. I already acknowledged this a long ass time ago. I felt the shame. All that freaking hype that I had when I won, it just deflated immediately after he said that. And I wasn't even mad at him. I was mad at myself for having said that. And he saw that. He acknowledged that. All right. He knew, and that's the thing. YAHAWADAH, he was not ashamed of that, because that's shit that we genuinely need to acknowledge. Okay, I'm over here winning this freaking whole ass tournament. I'm over here being hyped and stuff like that. and then all my hype is died down because he reminded me like, no, you don't say that. And again, it's not. I have to emphasize like that is not okay for me to say. All right. So yeah, Slaki about that whole long ass rant, but it's very important that you remember to give credit to where credit is due. Remember YAHAWAH always, not just when you need help. All right. Especially when you're up, you thank the Lord. Call YAHAWAH that I was able to win that tournament. Call YAHAWAH that I was able to make it to work today safely. Call YAHAWAH I was able to get home safely and all that stuff. Like these are the things that you need to remember. All right, you can't just disqualify everything and just say do whatever you want. Like that's not how the Lord works, and that's disrespectful. So just Slakia. I'm ranting, Slakia, but let's continue. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding eternal weight of glory. Alright, so this is being called a light affliction. Okay, so the things that we're going through now, even though it might be hard, it might be hurt, that it's being referred to as a light affliction because the parallel is that the blessings that we're going to receive from YAHAWAH are so much greater. They're so much greater than we could ever hope for, ask for, or want, that in comparison it is light, even though it's not technically light. Like say for example, if you're getting tortured, all right, that's not a light thing, but it's still something to that's being compared to the glory that's waiting for us, which is way better. Now Luke chapter 12 verse 20, but he said unto YAHAWAH, verse 19, and I will say to my soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years, take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But YAHAWAH said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward YAHAWAH. So that's basically the thing where we have to be rich towards YAHAWAH, rich spiritually rather than rich carnally. So as a result of that, that's where we have this, where you have these people. What was I reading? Oh yeah, light affliction. Oh yeah, so basically, yeah, we're building up spiritual wealth rather than carnal wealth. So that's why when you go back to here, you see all these good carnal things that was happening, but then it doesn't amount to the actual spiritual wealth or the spiritual blessings that we will get, in the kingdom. All right. So as a result of that, these are the things that we need to remember. All right. Remember that, after, even with all these nice, fancy stuff and whatnot, it means nothing if we're not going to, it means nothing if we're not going to be with YAHAWAH, or if it gets in the way. Oh, that's another, let me call on YAHAWAH, let me get this. Bear with me. Oh, okay, here. Mark 9, verse 47. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out. It is better for thee to enter into the kingdom of YAHAWAH with one eye than having two eyes to be cast into hellfire. That's basically the thing where we need to be able to abandon things that get in the way of our salvation. Like, say, for example, I don't know, let me just pick this. Video games like GTA, women, what was the other one that he said, wanting fame. Oh yeah, that internet famous life and whatnot. All right, which honestly I don't even think Kai Cenat is internet famous. I think he's like worldwide famous, though. I'm not gonna, don't quote me on that. I highly doubt. I think adult Edomites probably know who Kai Cenat is, unless they're like fucking into the whole industry type shit. But yeah, basically that's the thing where we need to abandon things that can get in the way of our salvation. Now, another thing which I just actually read today, I didn't even see this, and I also, what's funny, I didn't know this. Okay, I just want to say that, and this is another thing that's embarrassing. I didn't really acknowledge that. Now, I have read the story of Moses. I didn't fully acknowledge or understand it, and that's why a lot of times you can still, when you go back to read these things, you can actually still learn so much more this your second time around, third time around, whatever. All right, because I know I've been hearing about the story of Moses ever since I was a kid, and I never fully understood or knew like what I'm about to explain to you right now. All right, so let's read this. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 24. By faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Yahweh than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Okay, that's the thing. That's the beauty of the spirit that the Lord puts on some of us, or what's it called, Moses, for example. And this is something that, you know, some of you call him like I remember to say speckled bird at the beginning of the video. Some of you speckled bird may have to face yourselves rather than say, okay, well, I look like even though I know I'm an Israelite, I look like a so-called Chinese man, or I look like a so-called Edomite, or I look like a so-called whatever. All right, I'm still going to hold true to my belief and my understanding that, okay, what, I'm an Israelite. I'm gonna live my life as an Israelite. Yes, there may be certain things. And hold on, Slacky, I just want to make some adjustments. Obviously, don't be foolish and intentionally say, "Oh, by the way, I'm half black" or something like that. No, like don't say that. I'm not saying to say that, but I'm saying to say, like, in the event where you have to, you know, your morals might be compromised, where you have to do certain things that you know that you're not supposed to do, and that's when, okay, you know what, say, okay, I'm gonna just take this loss. I'm not gonna do that because this is against the scriptures, like eating pork or something like that. I don't know. All right. So that's when it comes into play, where you have to kind of like stand up for what is right and what's wrong and whatnot. But at the same time, you're still able to take advantage of, I guess, your appearance. All right, and you know, maybe if you look like an Edomite, but you know that you're actually an Israelite, all right, by your father's side, then that's when it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna take advantage of this and I'm gonna help my brothers and sisters out. But you know, I'm not gonna just pretend, or I'm not gonna pretend to be something that I'm not, in the sense of like, I'm gonna see how far I can take this and go do all the wicked stuff. The line stops at when you have to sin, when you have to go against your people, go against what is right. That's when that's where the line is drawn. But of course, take advantage of, take advantage of what the Lord bless you with. All right, because sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse. All right. Just type this in. It should be in here. First Corinthians chapter 7. Why the hell didn't I see that? It wasn't even there. What the hell? Oh, it's abusing, Slakia. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 31, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. Okay, you can use the world to your advantage, use certain things to your advantage in order to get ahead and stuff like that. The Lord allows you these opportunities to do certain things, but not abuse it, as in like you can't take it too far. You can't do certain things that are just immoral. You have to just, okay, say, I can do this, but I'm not going to do this. Like this is where I draw the line. This is where it's not. That's just not okay and whatnot. So as a result of that, this is where, you know, you have this understanding, and this is where you have these things where we try our best to kind of like fight for what is what's the righteous, or the righteous steps to take. All right. So with that being said, I think that's it. Yeah. No, that's not it. But yeah, Moses was raised to be, Pharaoh's son, but he knew that he was an Israelite. All right, or not Pharaoh? No, Pharaoh's daughter, the son of Pharaoh's daughter, Slakia, and as a result of that, he was able to just live comfortably, didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. But he chose, you know what? I don't like this. I don't approve of this, and that's that spirit on me that makes me want to help and stand up for my people. And that's where you have, funnily enough, so many Edomite looking people, all right, who have the spirit that compels them to speak out against their so-called people, because there are a lot of Edomites that look like, and there was that one, I think there's this one Asian chick, hold on, Asian woman that speaks up for black oppression. TikTok. Please don't block me out. Okay, I don't see where it is. Where she is, Slovakia. There's this one older middle-aged Asian. Here she is. There, that's her.
My content is about
So yeah, this is this one chick. I think she might be an Israelite because she speaks so well informed. Like it kind of seems like she took all her allocated like intelligence points and put it specifically on so-called black oppression. All right, and when I say so-called, I mean so-called black, and then the next word is oppression, because it's oppression. The oppression is real, and so-called is the so-called of blacks. Anyway, so with that, like she's like, I genuinely believe that she is an Israelite, because like there's no one that speaks so well informed, especially given that she's not so-called black. Slocky, that's funny. Anyway, it's kind of like she speaks as if she's like she lived that experience, which I believe through the spirit that's what makes her an Israelite, because no one would speak or bother making so many damn videos as much as I think she has made. I'm pretty sure she made a lot of fucking videos on this stuff. All right, I don't know how her life is, but she definitely talks about this a lot, which it goes to show like she's definitely she knows so much. She's able to speak on it and that type of stuff, where it's like this is a very important thing, where you have other Edomite looking people, or other nations of people that look like other Jakes that look like other nations, but are actually Israelites that also talk like this, all right, are able to point out this hypocrisy and this unfairness, all right, and stand up for so-called black people. And as a result of that, I believe like this is that Moses spirit on these people, where they were living their relatively better lives. I'll say relatively, maybe not ideal, but not having to worry about the oppression that Jake has to go through, but yet they're still speaking on it, all right. And as a result of that, it's that like I'm not just going to sit by and let this go. Like I need to say something. I want to say something, because this is not right. And that spirit that resonates on them to do these things, okay, I believe that's Moses' spirit. Not necessarily that they are Moses, but more so that the Lord put a righteous spirit of that is akin to Moses in them, for them to want to speak out against what they know is wrong. Now, verse 26, back in Hebrews 11, verse 26, esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward by faith. And Saki, that's the thing. They acknowledge that there's no reward for it carnally, but they want to get that reward spiritually, regardless of however they initially acknowledge it, whether they be Christians or atheists or whatever. All right, whatever belief that they have, they're still doing it because they either spiritually know, like, there's a reward for it, like I have to do what's right, and that's why, and that's mostly why people do it, where, you know, it's just like you don't really see too much, I don't know, general Asians getting protected by so-called black people, but there might be some individual, quote-unquote individuals, standing up for certain people. But outside of that, I don't think that the general so-called black population will defend any other nation. Okay, as a matter of fact, hell, as a result of why I know that's true, I remember one time when I was with a brother, I'll say my brother, okay, and some Edomite was being disrespectful and talking ching chong or whatever, and literally not even a second, I didn't even have time to react to it, but my brother had just said, like, hey, yo, shut the fuck up with that shit. Like, he was mad at the oppression, at the disrespect and the racism that was coming from the Edomite dude. And it's like that's the type of stuff where Jake is always compassionate, but yet we wouldn't, most of us, okay, just like this is a one-off thing, like a one individual thing, there are certain individuals, but it's not a general thing. So generally, I don't really see that help, but that Moses spirit, but through certain individuals, which I think that's where most of it comes from, then yes, you will be able to see that help, especially if the Lord is sending someone to, you know, stand up for you, okay? And hell, I think there might have been an Asian there, but I don't know. I think it was like multiple years ago. I don't remember. Anyway, but yeah, you get the point. That Moses spirit of, you know, not sticking by, even though you're not the one being targeted, but you're not tolerating oppression or disrespect to people simply because, or at all, if you are there. All right. Continuing on, verse 27. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endureth as seeing him who is invisible. All right. And also, you know what is crazy? After Moses stood up for his Israelites after killing an Egyptian for oppressing his Israelite brethren, Moses had to run away because his people got mad at him for killing that Egyptian. Coonery, literally. Oh, I don't even know how I can say that shit. Raccoon-ish. Maybe this video will not get taken down, but whatever. I'm not editing that out. All right, I don't feel like it. Plus, I don't know the timestamp. Anyway, the thing is, with that being said, you know, we, through faith, we're able to just, you know, forsake Egypt for the sake of what is right. What is the right thing? You know, never settling until all of our brothers and sisters are good. The same way that if you are eating good and you have a literal like blood brother, blood sister, whatever, and they're not eating, you're gonna make sure that they're eating too. And that's the exact same way where our brothers and sisters are in the truth. So if our brother that looks like an Edomite or looks like a so-called Moabite or whatever is suffering, then we're gonna be suffering too, and we're not gonna tolerate that until all of us are taken care of it. All of us are good. All right. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Rakwakwadosh, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Abad, and Shalom.